One thing that has always bothered me in regards to paranormal activity is the locations where these events are experienced. From time to time, you'll find a lovely household that happens to have some strange paranormal activity going on. But, for the most part, when people think of a haunted location, they aren't imagining a place as lovely as Grandma's house. Asylums, prisons, and hospitals are just a few locations on the list of terrible places that seem to be magnets of paranormal activity. What terrifies me more than the obvious decor of these locations is the question of why are these spirits seemingly trapped in these locations? If it were up to me, I would not choose the place of my imprisonment as my resting place for all of eternity. One place that is at the top of my list of places I would hate to be trapped in after death would have to be Eastern State Penitentiary. Designed by John Haviland, Eastern State Penitentiary was opened on October 25, 1829. The building was designed around a new system called the Pennsylvania System. This system revolved around the idea of keeping the prisoners in solitary confinement. The prison was designed with a radial floor plan that would keep 300 prisoners in isolated single-celled rooms. The idea behind the Pennsylvania system was that by leaving the inmates with limited human-to-human contact, this would force them to think on the mistakes that they have made. By revisiting these mistakes, the prisoners would become rehabilitated. Although these ideas were seen as revolutionary at the time, we now know that isolation is basically a form of torture for the human psyche. Not only were these prisoners subjected to psychological torture, but stories of physical torture, such as being doused with ice water and being shackled, surrounded the prison's history. The worst of the worst was being thrown in the Hole, which was an underground cell block dug under cell block 14 where prisoners would have no light, no human contact, and little food for as long as 2 weeks. This form of isolation went above and beyond the standard isolation found throughout the prison. Although the prison changed its procedures throughout its existence, the doors to Eastern State Penitentiary were closed in 1971. The prison is now open to the public for historic tours. Now, besides the obvious haunting past of the prison, actual paranormal activity has always surrounded Eastern State. It seems as if Eastern State is a smorgasbord of paranormal activity. The paranormal activity varies from cell block to cell block. Cell block 12 is best known for the voices that seemingly come from no one. These voices range from simple words to terrifying cackling. Shadowy figures are known to be spotted in cell block 6. These figures are known to peek out of cells and darting along the cell block walls. A few more on the long list of activity is a ghostly face being witnessed in cell block 4, to a silhouette of a guard in one of the towers, to footsteps, wails, and whispers. Myself and a few other members of the Paranormal Warehouse team have personally experienced paranormal activity from Eastern State Penitentiary. Here are 2 potential EVP that we captured from Eastern State.
Can we just say something?
Okay, to wrap things up, Eastern State is one of the more rare locations that make it hard to call it anything else but haunted. I can't help but feel for the potential spirits that for whatever reason cannot leave the place that held them in captivity while living. Subscribe for more awesome content from Paranormal Warehouse, and thank you guys for listening.